Hey everyone, welcome back to Giovanna Designs. Unfortunately, I'm still dealing with this pesky eye issue, so you will see me back on camera next week. So those are the colors that I used today. They're the same as the last pour. What I did was I wanted to take my Dutch pour paints, kind of in a little bit of an experiment, and see what would happen if I did a flip and drag with them. So, I mean, I know what's going to happen in the sense that they're beautiful colors and they blend really beautifully together, and I'm not too concerned about them getting muddy or anything of that sort, but I wanted to just see what a thinner paint would do. I wanted to show you guys. I've seen it before. I know what's going to happen, but I wanted to show you guys what using a thinner consistency will do for a flip cup or a flip and drag. So if you see what I'm doing here is pouring the colors down the side of the cup, but they're blending anyway because they're so thin. The density is mixing much more than sitting one on top of the other, so it really doesn't matter, and at some point I'm blending them all on top and they're all sinking anyway. So it really is almost becoming more of a dirty cup than anything else. And I get real relaxed about that. Okay, so here's the flip. This has become the most fun part for me. That and the drag, and the way that you can control the pattern is in your drag. If you just flip and leave it alone, you know, the puddle sort of expands out from the center. If you drag in swirls, then you're going to create a different design. But what I like to do with all of these pours is to hit my corners up first. And what I've noticed, for me, it's a personal pet peeve. I don't like when you get that sort of U-shaped white corner. It just bugs me. And I really like it when the pattern blends over those edges in the corners, consistent to the pattern on the top of the canvas. So what I do is I wet those corners first so that the paint will blend over them, and really the paint will catch that, that corner properly. So far I'm really liking the patterns that I'm seeing, and it's got some good potential to it. And now we start to tilt. What I like to do is to go sort of in a circle at first and kind of feel out where the weight of my paint is lying. Now in this one, it sort of surprised me because from the way that I flipped the cup and the way that I dragged the canvas around the canvas, the paint on the canvas, it felt to me at first like there was more weight of the paint at the top of the canvas. And as I started to swirl, I noticed, nope, that's not right. So because I really like the pattern at the top of the canvas, well, for you guys, it's the bottom, I decided to put a little bit of float paint on the canvas, which basically is putting some extra paint on the canvas in the areas where you know it's going to pour off anyway. So sometimes you'll put some extra just white paint down. In this case, I had so much paint on the table itself, I decided, well, I'll just scrape it and throw the paint on there from the table itself. And now you start to pour. So now what that does is it gives the paint a something to float over so that you don't lose all of the pattern by the paint that's on the very top rolling over the paint that's in front of it as much. I mean, it's still going to happen to some effect. Now here I'm tapping right on that corner to get the paint to roll over, holding on to the pattern of the pour, as I was talking about before. So I wet them first, and then I tap on those corners so that it grabs the colored paint from the top of the canvas. See right here, it's the same thing, and carries it down consistent with the pattern that's on the top. You can't really see what it did there, but it held. And unfortunately, you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing at this point. It's so subtle and really, really pretty, and you'll see it in the close-up at the end. The true pattern, design, nature, the interest, all of that. It really just looks very washed out right now, unfortunately, because it's gray. Sometimes that can happen because it's gray in some very, the lighter colors. The camera just doesn't pick it up properly. It's much more intense than this. Still soft, but it has more interest and more pattern to it than what you're seeing. It feels a little washed out at the moment. So what I'm doing right now is just tapping around the edges and getting rid of any areas that the paint did not grab on the edges. See that white spot on the top right there? Now, right, I turned the canvas so that I could see it, tapped a little bit, now it's gone. And you want to make sure you do that so that you get all of the pattern to grab over on the edges of the canvas. Yes, you can touch it up afterwards, but then you don't get the exact same pattern, and sometimes it really looks off, so you want to do it now. I'm just really looking at it to see, and I think I'm done because you're about to see the happy fingers. Ooh, this piece came out so pretty. It's like soft and delicate and beautiful, very watery. Look at those, like that bright, bleh, I can't even speak. Look at how this all broke up into that lacing. Isn't that pretty? Please excuse my dogs barking in the background. They hear something outside. I don't know what's going on. But what I love about these paints is that I really hope that they dry in time for Sunday's posting, because I'll give you a dry shot if they do, because I want you to see how they dry. They dry so beautiful and shiny. The pearl paints from Arteza, I just love them. Oh my gosh, my dogs will not give me a break today. Sorry, guys. That's real life of filming in the house instead of in the garage. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I wish I had a little bit more of that metallic white to break up some of these areas. I think it would have made them pop off even more. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for the dogs. Okay, I'm signing off here. If you guys want to see any of my other work, go check out my Instagram at Giovanna Designs. And if you want to email me at giovannadesigns@gmail.com if you see anything there that you like, or if you want to commission anything. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day. Bye.